last weekend, the opposition parties in Nigeria came together under an umbrella of all opposition summits in Ibadan, the capital city of Oyo State, where they came to a conclusion that the opposition must unite, it must put forward a united front in the 2027 general election, 2027 general presidential election, where they must come up with a concerted, unified approach towards that election. They even came to a conclusion that they will feature a single candidate that they all will rally around for that election, for that purpose of that election. That is 2027, they will put forward just only one presidential candidate, which all of them will back. Yeah, we are seeing one or two things concerning this. Will it be true? Can this be achieved? Can the whole opposition parties, can they bury all their personal presidential ambition and come to a conclusion of presenting a unified candidate for the general election to confront President Tinubu of APC in 2007 general election? Can they do that? Can Atiku sacrifice his own personal ambition? Can Obi do that? Can Meshi do that? As many other presidential ambitions, as many other presidential aspirants that will come up, can they all put their house together and come up with one particular candidate that they all will rally around? Is it possible? Can they do it? Can they bring their own personal political ambition, of which they have a right to pursue anyway? But can they bury their personal political ambition, presidential ambition, and come up with one united front as they promised in that gathering, in that summit? Can they do that? Is it possible? It's a question that it needs to be answered by the people themselves, that they can do this. And I just eagerly wait to see whether they can do this, whether they can put all their houses together and subsume their personal ambition, all in the name of coming together to present one particular person. Can this be done? Can this be achieved? The Nigerians eagerly waiting to see this happen from them. But let's consider each of them ambition, Atiku's ambition, Obi, Amechi, and the rest of them who may still come up, because this is just the few people we know now. Can all them rally around and come up with one particular candidate? That's number one. And which direction of the country, which part of the country will that candidate come from? Will it be from the north, that has just had 8 years tenure of presidents, former late president Muhammadu Buhari of 8 years from the north of Fulani extraction? Will they be coming together and now be saying Atiku again should come up against the interest of the south, which he has just had 4 years, just have 3 years, just running to 4 years now. President Tinubu has not spent 4 years completely. Are they saying they are going to come up with Atiku and be asking the south to support Atiku for the next 4 years, when the south has just taken short of less than 4 years of presidency, that the president should go back to the north? I think this decision these people said they will come with one particular candidate leaves more to be considered because they've not told us the particular section of the country where they have agreed that the president must come from. Have they zoned to the south? If they have told us that yes, these summits have agreed that this president have been zoned to the south, and the south will come up with one, and the whole summit will agree that the south will produce one candidate, which the whole opposition party will back, whether from the north or any part of the country. There something will have been making more meaningful, information to the public. But now when they say they will come up with one particular candidate, are they telling us that the candidate will still come from the north? Not fully aware that the last 8 years of presidential presidential tenure we had, or from the north, late President Muhammadu Buhari from the north, 8 year tenure of Fulani, not from the north. Are they saying South your rule for 4 years, and then they bring up a candidate from the north and ask us to pursue, to give us support to that candidate again? These are the issues we feel that it was not only debated, the article was not only thought-provoking, because we should have expected them to have narrowed down. They should have respect that there's a gentleman agreement between north and south, even though it's not constitutional written that, look, let south have his own 8 year tenure completed, that let us look toward the south and bring up somebody else from the south to run out the remaining 4 years of the South. But that was not what we were told. We were just told that anybody, they will bring us one person. That one person leaves a much person to be, to be desired. That's why we are asking that will it be from the north, they will bring the person. No, not forgetting that this time now is the tenure of the presidency to come from the south, for south to have their own tenure. Otherwise, there will be a domination of one section of the country over the rest. And I don't think the whole section of the country, the main section of the country will agree with that. So that summons is faulted in some senses. Number two, the concluding statement made by President Governor Sheyi Makinde that they will give it a wet treatment. Wet treatment. I want to remind our political watchers that wet was the period of crisis in the first election in the 60s, 1960s, between Awolowo and Akintola in the western region, which later resulted into serious Wild West burning and killing and looting and destruction of life and property in the southwest, which also led to the first military coup that led to killing of a lot of Nigerians, killing of political actors, killing of many Nigerian soldiers, and it resulted into civil war that led to civil war. So if Sheyi Makinde and the rest are threatening Nigerian 2027 presidential election with wet-tier operation that happened in the 60s in the southwest, what type of treatment are we expecting? Are they saying they will throw the country into another turmoil of what characterize the whole country after the wet-tier, incident that happened in southwest in 2020? I mean, in the year 1960s. This is the issue, and that issue with Nigeria must consider. That talking of giving 2027 presidential election, wet-tier treatment that happened in 1960 is not what to be. It shouldn't be, talked about at all. We should not be, thinking of bringing our country back to, a disastrous situation, a crisis-reigning situation whereby the country will be engulfed in another warfare, another war. This is what I want all our viewers to take note of. This. It's a welcome development that all opposition must come together to give Nigeria an alternative means of party where they can choose from, either from APC or other ones. Yes, we agree with them that they should do that. In fact, the better they are able to do that, to put up a new formidable, alternative, so that Nigeria can always swing from left to right, as we have in the US, we have the Republicans, we have the Democrats, we have the Conservatives and Labour in the UK. So it's a welcome development on their part that they will give us alternative, a formidable opposition that can also compete for election at the highest level, at federal level. But the issue of saying they will come with one candidate, particular candidate, was not well thought out. In saying that presently they should have told us that this is where they want a candidate come from the south. And definitely where that presently is the sort of start to produce the next presidency for the 8 years. And not only that, the concluding statement in which they want to give the 2027 presidential election, where it's said that characterized political crisis in the southwest is regrettable. It's unfortunate that you conclude on that basis. That is not true. They should go back and go and learn or go and read about what characterized what West actually mean politically in the history of Nigeria, when it happened, how it led to many other grievous activities that led to crisis, killing of Nigerians, led to civil war, killing of political leaders, killing of masses, killing of civilians, all the way that even led to world war, the staging of first group, killing of political leaders. We should not let our country degenerate back into this chaos because of political election, because of presidential power. After all, most of these people who are aspiring for this power, they are not really actually seeking this in the interest of Nigeria. First of all, it's their primary personal political ambition they are pursuing, which is not wrong. Nigeria Constitution allows to have an ambition and pursue it, but it's may be pursued within the law of their so that it will not end up in crisis that it will result in the killing of Nigerians, whereby Nigerians will be slaughtered as a result of the political activities that will characterize this. We don't want this. We don't want the destruction of life and properties. Let them engage the ruling party in a lawful way that will grant power to be transmitted for election to be conducted in a peaceful way, not that will result into the one that will cause the life and Nigeria, destruction of life and Nigeria.